We're going to start our flow today seated in easy pose. So I want you to go ahead and make sure your seat bones are planted firmly on the floor. Nice and relaxed position through the legs. And I just want you to tuck your tailbone so that you're activating your abs, engaging that core. Back is nice and straight and tall. Shoulders drop down. Hands can be in our lap. They can be resting on our knees, wherever you're comfortable. We're going to tuck our chin slightly, pointing the crown of our head straight to the ceiling. And we're just going to take a few cleansing breaths here to get ourselves started. First thing we're going to do in our flow today is some neck stretches. So the first thing I want you to do is drop your chin to your chest. And then lift the chin toward the ceiling. Just nodding our head yes here. Trying to get a full range of motion without causing pain. See how far back you can go. If you can get your chin to touch your chest. Just checking on our movement. After a few rounds there, return your head to center. We're going to go side to side. Try to touch your ear to each shoulder. Good, come back to center. Now we're going to turn and look over each shoulder. Just checking our range of motion here. Then we're going to get a few good stretches. Hopefully increase the amount of range of motion we have here in the neck. Neck is such a good spot to hold the tension. Let's reach our right hand out to the side, placing the fingertips on the mat. I want you to tilt your head away, leaning toward your left shoulder here. And if you need a little guidance, a little more stretch, you can just gently tug on the top of your head, just to give a nice, good stretch through that arm, through your neck. Couple of deep breaths here. And if you feel so inclined, if you need to find a little bit more of a stretch, lift that chin and lower that chin until you find spots that are really tight or tender. And when you find one of those spots, just hold and breathe into that pain. Help those muscles relax through your breath. And then you can continue to move the head up and down, nice and slow. Find what feels good. Good, release that head. Come back to center, take a breath here. Then we're going to switch sides. So fingertips on the left hand come out onto the mat. Tilt the head to the right shoulder. Reach the right hand over the top to give a little bit of extra stretch on that head. Nothing too much. We're not really pulling, just giving a little pressure. And when you're ready, begin to lift the chin and lower the chin, searching for spots that are tight or tense. Again, when you find one of those spots, hold just for a moment and breathe into that area. Follow the breath to help your body relax. And continue to move the chin up and down. Release the head, come back to center. Now we're going to take that right hand out to the side again. We're going to drop down onto the forearm if you can. If you can only come leaning to the side, that's fine. But if you're able to drop your elbow down to the mat, sweep the left hand up overhead. Get a really good side body stretch here. Try to keep those seat bones on the left side planted on the floor. So if your hip is coming up, we don't stretch as far. You want to make sure those hips stay down on the floor. So if you have to release the stretch just a little bit, that's okay. And then we're going to sweep up overhead, coming back to a tall seated position. Then we're going to switch sides. You want to feel the stretch through the length of the side body. Again, keep that hip down. So if it's popping up, we just come back a little bit, or maybe we lift up off of the elbow. Find what's comfortable for you, what gives you a good stretch without compromising the position. We're going to come back to center. Place the hands on the knees. We're going to do a seated cat-cow. So we're going to inhale, chest comes forward, exhale, round the back, tuck the belly button in. Good, inhale. Exhale. Repeat this movement for 5 or 6 rounds. Come back to center. Now we're going to perform round the world. So we're going to roll ourselves back like we were in that cat position. And then you're going to shift your body to the right. Bring the chest down toward the floor. Circle back around to the other side. Let the breath follow this pattern. Good. Keep going. Keep your abs engaged as you make these movements. Try to keep that belly button sucked in toward the spine, active core here. Let's give some nice internal massage, massaging all those belly organs. Moving the hips. Good, now let's go the opposite direction. Good, return to center. Let's take a few breaths here just for a minute. Relax, settle into this position. Feel how the core has changed, how the neck feels a little more loose. Breathe into your center here and just feel the body. When you're ready, we're going to make the transition into a kneeling position, well, all fours actually. So we're going to come to a tabletop position here. So get yourself adjusted and find a comfortable position where your knees are aligned under your hips, your hands and wrists and elbows are aligned under your shoulders. We're going to do a normal cat-cow here in this position. So again, we're going to inhale and lower. Exhale, round the back. Tuck the hips under. Inhale, belly falls, chest rises, chin rises, tailbone points up. Exhale, chin tucks, tailbone tucks, back rounds. Good, let your breath lead the way here. Good, let's return to a neutral spine. Make sure those abs are still engaged. Now we're going to take the left foot, straighten out that leg, and we're going to kind of tuck the toe underneath and press the heel back. Trying to reach that heel like we're trying to aim it to the floor. I want to get a good calf stretch here. Activate the leg. You should be able to feel it from hip to toe. We're going to lift that leg, engage the glutes, engage the abs. Hold that in, point that toe, hold that leg out straight, point the toe, really get that activated leg going. If this is enough for you, that's fine. You can stay here. If you'd like to take a little bit more of a challenge, lift the right hand. So we're balanced on opposite limbs. You may be good here, and that's perfectly fine. If you'd like a little bit more of a challenge, reach the hand back for those toes as you bend the knee. When we connect, we're going to lift the chest, lift the leg. Excellent. Drop everything back down, come back to all fours. Let's switch sides. We're going to straighten out the right leg, tucking those toes under and pushing that heel back. Really getting a good stretch through the calf muscles here. Good, now we're going to lift that leg, point the toe, activating the whole leg from hip to toe. Tighten those glutes, tighten the core. If this is enough for you, stay here. If you'd like a little bit more of a balance, go ahead and lift that right or the left hand. If this is enough for you, stay here. If you'd like to take it a step further, bend that knee, reach back for the toe, and lift. Good, come back down to all fours. Slide the glutes back toward the heels, coming into child's pose. Returning once again to all fours, reestablish your balance points with your hands, wrists and elbows under the shoulders. Knees are hip width under the body, under the hips. We're once again going to straighten out that left leg, giving that calf stretch. Just a quick one here. And then we're going to raise the leg and bring it across to the right side of your body. And you're going to look out toward those toes. Really get that stretch as far as you can. And look to those toes. This is going to give another good side body stretch, some glute stretch, IT bands, which are hard to stretch. That's on the side of your leg. Good, now lift those toes up, swing that leg all the way around, and we're going to try to plant it on the floor in front of us. This is as far as I can bring it up right now. If you can bring it all the way up to the front of the mat, go ahead and do so. I'm just gonna walk my foot back into the mat, split my hands around that leg, and I'm just gonna lean back, bringing my toes under this foot. I'm gonna lean back into a runner's lunge here. Nice, good stretch throughout this whole leg. Now, if you can't be down here, you can stay up in this position, that's fine. You can even stay with your leg out to the side here. Wherever you are comfortable, whatever your body is able to do is perfectly fine. And we're gonna walk back forward, bend this front leg. We're gonna lift the back knee, coming into a lunge position. If this is too much for you having this leg straight, you can drop that back leg down onto the knee. If you still have the leg straight, now go ahead and drop it down to that knee. We're gonna bend your back knee. And we're gonna reach back for the toes with the left hand. Good, release the toes, drop that leg back down. We're gonna come up into a plank position, so bring that foot back. We're gonna chaturanga down to the floor, press up to cobra. Tuck the toes, press the hips up to a down dog. This is the deepest we're gonna get here, or the highest, I should say, not the deepest, the highest we're gonna get off the mat today. Good, drop back down to the knees. We're coming back to that neutral tabletop position. We're gonna repeat that sequence all over again on the right side. So we're gonna straighten the right leg out, tucking the toes underneath, pushing that heel back for a quick calf stretch. And then we're gonna lift the right leg, cross it over to the left side of the body, plant those toes on the floor, and then look over your left shoulder towards your right toes. Good, lift that foot back up, bring that leg all the way around to the front. You can move this one a little bit further up. We're gonna split the foot in front, tuck the toes in the back. We're just gonna walk our way back to the runner's lunge. Again, if this is not where you are, that's fine. You can stay here. You can keep the leg out to the side. If you can straighten it out there, that's fine as well. Go where your body takes you. And then we're gonna come forward, bending the front leg, planting the hands, lifting the back knee, and we're now in a lunge position. Drop the knee of the left leg. Let's bend the left knee. And we're reaching back with our right hand for the toes of the left foot. Good, release those toes, straighten the leg out. Come to a plank. Find your balance point. Drop to the knees, bring the feet up towards your butt, chaturanga down, and then we're gonna press the chest up, pointing the toes toward the head for king pigeon. Good, now shift the body backward, feet come down, butt stays up in the air, chest comes to the floor. We're in playful puppy. Slide the hands back slightly, tuck the toes, and let's press the hips up to down dog. Walk your hands slowly back toward your feet. When you reach your feet, we're going to turn the toes out. Heels stay in. We're going to drop down to a yoga squat. Hands to prayer in front of the chest. Utilize your elbows here to open up your knees. Drop the hands down to the mat, turn the toes in, drop down to your knees, and come to a hero pose. Hold in this position just for a few minutes. Find that breath one more time. Feel how the legs feel different from when we started the practice, where the movement has taken your body, where it's loosened it up. Good, we're going to transition into a seated position now. So just tuck the ankles underneath us. We're going to start just by planting the feet, bending the knees here, and we're going to tip the tips of our fingers right next to where our knees would be. We're just going to slightly lean back and lift the feet. We're in a boat pose here. If you'd like a little bit more of a challenge, lift the hands. Grab hold of the knees, hug everything to the chest, and then let's drop the feet to the floor, place the soles of the feet together, open the knees for a butterfly pose, and stretch as far as your upper body can go toward the mat. Good. Press the chest back up. We're going to straighten out the left leg, tucking that right leg in as far as you can. Reach with the left hand toward the left toes. Maybe you only make it to your knee. Maybe you make it to your shins or ankles, wherever your body takes you. Just looking to get a good stretch here. If you can keep the legs straight without the knee coming up, whatever position you're in, even if you're back here, we're going to have you reach the other hand up overhead and try to reach that hand toward the toes as well. Good, release, walk the hands back. We're going to take this right knee, bring it up next to the left leg. Hands are going to come up overhead, and on the exhale, bend down and reach for those toes. Again, maybe you make it to the knee, the shin, the ankles, wherever you can reach. Try not to let this right knee splay out. Keep it tucked into your side. We're going to release that stretch, taking the right leg, crossing it over the left. Left hand comes up to the outside of the elbow or the outside of the knee, connecting with the elbow. We're going to do an upper body twist. Utilize the pressure that you can put on your knee with your left elbow to give you as much of a twist as you can. With each exhale, you might be able to go a little bit further into that twist. Good, let's release. Straighten both legs out in front of us. Hands up overhead, deep inhale, and on the exhale, forward fold. Release that stretch. We're taking the left leg and bending it in toward the center of the body. And this time we're going to take the right hand and reach out toward the right toes. Again, as far as your body can take you, knee, shin, ankle, or toes. When you're ready for the deeper stretch, swing that left hand up overhead and reach for those toes. Good, release the stretch, walk your body back up. Bring that left knee up next to your leg. Hands up overhead, inhale. Exhale, forward fold toward the extended right foot. Engage that left knee, pulling it in toward the side body. Don't let it flail out to the side. Good, release that stretch, walking back up. Left leg is going to cross over the right. Right hand comes to the outside of the right knee, of the left knee. And we're twisting our upper bodies away, looking over the left shoulder. Nice spinal twist. Reminder to utilize your body to allow you to get a deeper stretch by pressing your elbow against the knee and allowing the exhale to let you move just a little bit further into that twist. Can release, come back to center. Both legs out in front. One more time. Hands overhead. Inhale and exhale, sweep forward for a forward fold. Release that stretch. We're going to plant our hands now on the mat next to our hips. And we're going to come to a staff pose. You're going to straighten and lengthen those arms, put strength through the arms and shoulders, lift the butt slightly off the mat, and let's point the toe. Drop back down. Now we're going to put the hands behind our butts. Dig our heels into the floor. We're going to come up for a reverse plank. Nice activation for the triceps and the glutes and the lower back here. Drop the butt back down. Reach for a forward fold. Place the hands back behind the butt. Dig the heels in. Point the toe. Lift the body for a reverse plank. Drop back down, forward fold. We're going to do that one more time. Good, stretch here, couple breaths. And then last time, hands behind the butt. Dig the heels in, point the toe, lift the body, and slowly drop back down. Good, now we're going to slide down a little bit on our mats, bringing our knees up. Slowly lower your upper body toward the floor so we're in a lying position. Let's take the feet hip width apart. Plant your hands down on the side. We're going to go into a bridge pose. So once you've got yourself set, lift the glutes. You can walk your hands underneath, try to grasp underneath to be able to lift the glutes and the abdomen. We'd like to have a straight line between our knees and our chest. Don't let the knees splay out, bring them in, squeeze them together like there's a ball in between your knees. You're trying to hold that ball in position. And slowly we're going to release it to the floor. Good, bring your knees together and hug those knees to your chest. And do a little rock back and forth here. To kind of massage the lower back. Let things move out a little bit. Nice deep breath. We're going to straighten the left leg out. Hover it above the floor. Don't let it fall to the floor quite yet. Hug that right knee into the chest. Open up just a little bit, letting that knee aim toward your armpit, your right armpit. If you can keep that left leg engaged where it's slightly above the floor, do so. If you have to drop it down, that's fine. If you can keep it up, really activate that leg. And then we're going to reach for the outside of our right foot. And we're going to come to a half happy baby. We've actively got that left leg hovering above the ground. Good, maybe you can straighten out that right leg. Nice deep stretch here. Wonderful, bring that leg back in. Now we're gonna tuck the foot into our left hip crease. You can drop that left leg if you've still got it hovering. We're gonna open up the right knee. Kind of drop that knee down as far to the floor as you can. Really open up that hip flexor. Good, release that foot. We're gonna straighten out the right leg. Let's bring that left leg in now. Hugging the left knee to the chest. And if you're so inclined, activate that right leg so that it's hovering above the floor. You can bring that left leg out toward the armpit just a little bit. And when you're ready, reach for the outside of the left foot, coming to a happy baby. I'm going to drop the right leg this time because I'm noticing my hip is coming up. We want to try to keep that hip down to the floor. And I'm going to go ahead and straighten out this left leg. If that doesn't work for you, that's fine. Keep that leg bent if you need to. Good, bring that left foot in toward the right hip crease. And drop the left knee down to the floor, opening up that hip flexor. Beautiful, release that leg. Let's bring both feet up. We're going to go into a bridge pose one more time. So feet about hip width apart and engage the glutes, engage the abs, hamstrings and quads. Lift, lift, lift. Straight line between the chest and the knees. Pretend there's a ball in between those knees. Squeeze them together. Nice active movement here. It doesn't look like much, but it feels good. Good, release. Slowly bringing our bum back to the mat. Knees come to the chest. Nice big squeeze. Roll out that lower back. Now we're going to bring the feet into the air. If you have a wall, you can do legs up the wall for this moment here. I don't have a wall that's available to me right now. So I'm just going to keep my feet up in the air and I'm going to flex and lengthen the feet Just feeling that movement through the ankles, through the shins, into the calves. Now I'm going to open the right leg. I'm going to keep the left leg up, open the right as far as I can, hovering it just above the floor, and activate those hips and bring that leg back up. Repeat on the left side. Drop the left leg down, just above the floor, and bring that leg back up. This is great for abs, for inner thighs. Good. Let's do one more on each side. And then we're going to open both at the same time for a nice wide V. You can support your legs here if you need to. Hold for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Activate and bring the legs back together. Nicely done. Reach for those toes if you can. Maybe you only get to here, wherever your body takes you. And we're going to release and slowly bring our legs down, 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 down. Good. Cross the left or the right leg over the left. Drop that right knee to the left side of your body. You're going to twist the upper body looking over your right shoulder. Nice spinal twist here. Good. Now you're going to release that leg, roll back to center, swap sides. Let's bring that left leg over the right side, drop the left knee to the floor, and look over the left shoulder. I lost my microphone. Good. Release the twist. Come back to center. Now we're going to straighten out the legs. Turn the palms face up. You have reached Shavasana, corpse pose. This is the end of our practice today. Take this time to sense all the things that have changed in your body, in your mind, as we've performed this practice. Let the whole practice just settle into your body here. Ideally, I'd love to see you sit for 5 to 10 minutes. But do whatever your schedule allows today. I thank you so much for joining me here on the mat, in your space, in my space, so that we can connect to each other and to ourselves. Have a wonderful remainder of your day, of your week. Namaste.